Come on, baby, let's go west to the promised land. Take my hand again, load up the car and drive real far. I could play for cash at the Walmart. Don't think twice this time, you know I'm real fond of Oregon. It would rain outside while I write my songs. It don't rain enough around here, and you know it don't. Sunset Drive is quite alright with me, baby, but we can't stay here forever. The future's been too bright for too long, so take some time and get certified. I'll bump the gas.
Right, so this is a few weeks after the tattoo. Thanks again, Connor. It looks absolutely amazing. It's a little bit like on the later side, but I'm gonna go train now. Once I finish this workout, I'll be going and doing some stuff that I need to get done, and might just record a little bit of that. I feel like as time's going on and H is getting bigger, I'm slowly changing my training times and everything, so I'm always training when he's either in a nursery or when he's sleeping, which means that my sessions are either really good in the middle of the day or the later on or really early. I just feel like he's growing up too fast and it's stressing me out, so I'm just training whenever he's actually asleep and growing himself. So he's asleep growing and I'm at the gym trying to. So I'm going to make this pre-workout, I'm going to quickly down it, get changed, and I'm going to train hamstrings. I'm going to change the way that I do these videos slightly. I'm not going to worry too much about a montage. I'm going to do a few sets for the recording. I'm just going to explain quickly before I do something why I'm doing it. If someone sees a video and see something that I'm doing and they want to try it, if they want to take any advice that I'm giving them, and more importantly that if they see any actual change, then please comment, message the YDB Fitness page saying if anything's changed, and I can add that one little mark to the tally of people that I'm helping over time. I've got my own personal goals that I want to reach, how many people I want to be able to help. Hopefully that happens soon. So yeah, I'm going to do a hamstring workout with a tiny bit of quads at the end. When I'm training legs, I like training legs. I feel like it's definitely my strongest body part. When I first started training, everything else stayed just fat because I had the dad bod. Everything else stayed really fat, and I feel like my legs were the only thing that actually ballooned out. And now that the rest of my body's slowly caught up, my legs are still strong, but now it looks like I've just got skinny legs. So in proportion, my legs mean I can lift a lot of weight. It's quite a nice feeling to lift a lot of weight, so I do enjoy training them. But I do overtrain my legs, and I know for a fact that I overtrain my legs. So I've changed my training split. So now what I'm doing is one hamstring focus day, where I can go to failure quite often, pretty much every set. I can push myself as hard as I can, and then do one quad exercise at the end, just for a few sets, just so I get the activation. Because I do think, as much as it's good to train muscle groups once a week, especially when you're pushing them hard, I think a little bit of activation in between can be really good, just to keep the muscle slightly stimulated before your actual next session. So I'll be doing a hamstring focus day today, and then I'll be going for a quad focus one next time. But enough of that, I'm gonna go train. Pre-workout of choice. Absolutely unreal. If you want to cut, definitely try it. But yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, before I start training, a few things that I thought I should be good to run through. If you're training legs, now I've got a lot of problems with my legs, very, very annoying, but there's different ways to get over them. So first one, if you're training legs and you ever get any knee pain, there's two things that it could be affected by. Obviously it could be bad form, and the other one could be just generally having bad joints. Okay, so obviously in my family we all have bad joints, sucks to suck. So what we've got that I wear is a very, very old pair of knee sleeves. I've had these knee sleeves for like 2 years. They're absolutely destroyed. I don't know if you can see the stitching that's all come out up the sides, but the only reason why I'm wearing these is just to keep my knees warm. So throughout the session, keeping my knees warm means that I get, I'm not going to say no knee pain, but I'm going to say less. Yeah, so I can push myself a little bit harder, and I can not worry too much about the weight that I'm bearing on my knees. And then lastly, if you're flat-footed like me, or like incredibly flat-footed like me, If you're doing a weight and you're thinking that you're going to do a very, very heavy set of anything on your feet where there's a chance of your knees caving inwards, that's probably not a good idea. So what I'd recommend is getting a cheap pair of insoles. I got these little pink things that I just chuck in the bottom of my Vans. Obviously I wear Vans because they're a flat shoe, and then I chuck these in to raise the inside of my foot. So when I'm training legs and I chuck these in my shoes, what I'm hoping for is that my knees aren't going to cave in as easily. I can try and force them out a little bit better. I can protect myself a little more with them. These literally cost us like £4 on Amazon. So if there's anyone out there that's getting any knee pain and you don't know what to try, I would start off cheap first. And if you need to keep your knees warm during a leg day, it is a bit annoying, but there's always the option of wearing joggers, which I don't like to do on legs. And then lastly, I would look at getting some knee sleeves. Okay, right, now I'm gonna go train. Thanks.
When I was young, my daddy said, gotta keep one eye open in your bed, 'cause there's a time coming when the devil gonna come for you. So my trigger.
Right, so what I'm hoping for in a calf raise is that every rep looks pretty similar, apart from the tempo might get a little bit slower towards the end because it is hard. At the end of every set that I do, I always do a stretch for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then I just walk until my calves stop burning. So yeah, that's my calf training. I normally do just 4 sets.
Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down.
Right, the next exercise that I'm doing is a seated leg curl. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to make the shortened position of the lift harder by adding a resistance band. I'm going to make the shortened part of the lift a little bit harder. Okay, so the plan is, because I know I'm doing heavy RDLs, well, heavy-ish RDLs, I want to try and make the lengthened position of the RDL as hard as possible by not rushing it. And then on this one, I want to try and make the shortened a little bit difficult as well. So then I'm hitting both, and then to finish off, I'll do like a prone leg curl just to make sure I get the full range of motion from it.
So I made sure to get it through my head. I'm either gonna run this town or walk all over you. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, better run on. Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down.
Right, the next exercise I'm on here is a RDL. On these ones, so I've only just changed it recently to these ones, but it does feel a lot better on my hamstrings. It looks stupid, but it works for me, so I'm going to try and explain it. I don't have a mic, I'm just talking to the camera, and obviously it's not the most amazing camera in the world, but I will try and shout really loud and explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing. Obviously with the normal RDL, I try and keep my back straight, push my butt back, get the stretch of my hamstrings, and then pull up from here. But what I thought when I go heavy on RDLs is that when I go down and I can feel the stretch here, and then as I start coming up and up, from here, the stretch is just completely gone, and from there to there can actually be like a good amount of energy wasted just off this little motion there, when in reality all I've got to come up to is here for me. Okay, so what I've done is I've just like reduced the range of motion slightly. When I used to come all the way up, it mainly felt like I could feel that last bit in my back, and I'm trying to target my hamstrings. As much as it's nice to target like my erectors a little bit just to make sure that I don't really deadlift, so it's nice to hit them tiny bit. I can still feel them doing this, but I don't want them to be sore. Like, I don't want to be hurting from them the next day. So just doing them like this has helped me a lot. So if you want to try it and see if you can target your hamstrings a bit more doing it, then give it a go. But don't get us wrong, it looks a bit weird when I'm doing it a little bit heavy, but I've managed to add a few more reps on each set and it helps. You can definitely feel my hamstrings the next day, not my back, so doing something right.
Run all day till you can't be found. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me. You ain't gonna outrun me. You ain't gonna
Oh, wrong way. There's only been a couple of people ask me about this like kind of movement, and the main questions being like, where do I put my feet? Do I flex my feet? Do I straighten my feet out? Like, what's going to be the best one? Easiest answer is, unless you're curling your leg using your ankle, it probably doesn't matter. Your hamstring's going to like get the majority of the movement out of the leg curl. So if your legs are pointed, if your toes are pointed, if your toes are flexed, it doesn't matter. They're not the ones doing the curl. So whatever's comfortable when you're doing it. Obviously, if you can, you're trying to activate your hamstrings. So if you can just relax your ankles while you're doing it and tense your hamstrings tight as you can at the same time, then great. If that's not an option because you haven't got that mind-muscle connection yet, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Go a bit lighter on it. Try and focus on mainly just getting your hamstrings working, and that's it. Ooh, my client's here to train. Very important client of mine. Hi, Mom.
If I'm being honest, loving you the hardest thing to do, so I keep to myself. I feel like I'm falling in and out of consciousness, yeah. Now we starting to talk, let's killing all the progress. Really hard to process, you treat me like an object. Baby, we toxic, can we stay on topic? I feel like we lost it, feel like we lost it. Take my love, don't waste it. Even though I don't mind waiting. Late test, my mind racing. What else I have to do, girl, to brace with you? I only want you, yeah. I only want you. I only want you to pull me closer.
And I'm gonna call it there for the day. It's late. I'm up early in the morning, trying to get all my stuff done when Paige is asleep and making sure I'm not like missing out any time with him. And as much as being awake all the time like this is tiring, you never really hear any stories about like successful people that really grip you if they're not the ones where people have actually worked hard for something. And as much as I don't feel like I've worked my hardest, I feel like I've got a lot left in us to help a lot of people, and I do just want to be able to help people and obviously support the people around me. So yeah, if you watched it, then thanks for watching, and I'll see you with some more help and advice in the next video. So thank you very much. See you later.